In today's equity index futures markets, let's focus on the S&P 500 future today. A big move higher, substantial move higher. S&P futures up almost 7% today. We did see late action today where there was substantial market on close orders that really pushed the S&P 500 futures to new highs here for the last several weeks. And when you look at the rally today, as I mentioned, up almost 7%, we are seeing some of the driving factors today. I think you got to point at the perceived deceleration of the coronavirus, at least here in the United States. New York reporting that there were fewer cases as far as growth-wise over the weekend. The growth perspective or the growth trajectory had shifted on Sunday, and I think the market viewed that as a very positive sign. And also with the enactment of the stimulus continuing to filter through the markets, we're seeing continued stability now, or further stability, I should say, in the bond market, and I think that's helping the equity markets. And especially when the news of this type of magnitude shifts the psychology within the market, it's quite substantial, and you can see now what could potentially come from all the stimulus that's built into the system if we do see further news items that are going to indicate that potentially we're coming out of this peak level for the coronavirus or COVID-19. Looking at trends in place, as I mentioned, we did see the S&P futures having a tough time getting through the March 31st high, which is right around the 2635 level. Hit there several times this afternoon, and then in the last 20 minutes really bursted through there, went to new highs here for the last couple of weeks, and now have continued to reverse that sideways pattern and technically reversing the downtrend, at least for the short term. So it's a short-term positive to start the week. Also, when you look at the other futures, the equity futures, I want to point out the NASDAQ, the Dow, and the Russell were even up more than the S&P futures today. So a big move across the board. Now, remember, the Dow and the Russell particularly are still under where the NASDAQ and the S&P futures are from a relative standpoint, but strong bid across the board for all the futures. S&P futures up about 7% on the day, new multi-week highs.